Yo, it is your main man Zosh and big bro David from Hybrid Racing, and today we're talking HondaBond, Sealants, HondaLock, this thing, everything that you see, we're going through it and we're gonna let you know what it is, what it does, and all that good stuff. Without further ado, David, can we get into this?
Yeah.
Let's do it. David, brother.
What's up?
There's a lot on this table, man.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is this HondaBond and this Urea Grease right here. This is some good stuff. This is all Honda sealants, it looks like. Honda sealants, dressings.
Yeah, greases.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's start with this HondaBond, because that's all I know really when I'm putting a car together is HondaBond. And then we'll get into all the other things?
Yeah, sure. So when you think of putting an engine together, or really, I mean, people use it for a lot of things on Hondas, but when you think of RTV, sealant, gasket maker for a Honda, you immediately go to HondaBond, right?
Immediately.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
It's like Honda's multi-purpose sealant that people use it everywhere, but it's really made for metal-to-metal surfaces where there's not a traditional gasket, right? So like an oil pan, you know, water pump housings, timing chain cases, things like that. It's all secured together with HondaBond, specifically the HondaBond HT. So HT stands for high temperature.
I was gonna say, did this stand for high temp?
Correct. And this is a silicone liquid gasket that applies sort of as a liquid and then dries into a hard seal, right? So that's the top level things with HondaBond.
HondaBond.
This
really
is it's very similar to your standard gray RTV.
Yeah,
something like that. But it's made specifically for Hondas, and it's formulated for their engines, their seals, and the way that they assemble the engines. This is exactly the stuff that they use.
Yeah, that's all I know really. When I came to doing my first K-Series oil pan, I was like, where's the gasket? There ain't no gasket.
Yep.
And it's like, bro, you gotta run HondaBond. HondaBond? What's HondaBond?
Yeah.
And then that's how I got familiar with HondaBond. And speaking of HondaBond, there's more things to HondaBond. There's different levels of the HondaBond.
There is another type of HondaBond that not many people probably know about. Yeah, let's talk about that one.
Let's get into it.
This is another type of HondaBond. It's called HondaBond 4. 4. HondaBond 4. So this is a little different from the RTV because it's a semi-drying liquid. So it's a lot thinner than your standard RTV, and you use it on places where there is a gasket present, but you maybe want to add a little layer of security to help it seal, like O-ring coolant seals or pipes, paper gaskets like on a thermostat or a throttle body or something like that. You don't apply this really heavily. It's just kind of like a thin film, maybe around an O-ring or something. And it's really made for, areas where maybe the sealing surfaces aren't completely flat or straight. It's also not super high temp, so it does have a limit, which is about half that of HondaBond HT. So, again, something good to keep in the toolbox. You probably won't use it a lot, probably not as much as you would normal HondaBond because it is a semi-drying, so it doesn't dry completely hard. It will harden some, but it will always be sort of tacky. So
you're saying that when I was B series, and I had the B series throttle body gasket that was that paper material.
Yes.
That would have worked instead of.
Yeah. So like, say you separate a throttle body right with a paper gasket, and they notoriously they just peel off,
they just
right?
peel off.
They peel off, and maybe you rip a corner or tear a little bit. If you use a little bit of HondaBond 4, put that on there, and just kind of put it back together, it'll dry enough to seal it, and prevent it from leaking. But maybe you wouldn't have to change the entire paper. You probably should, but
this will get you by in a pinch.
Yeah,
if you got it, just use it until
put a little dab on it, get it on there, and you'll be good to go. So it is resistant to gasoline, oil, water, and most chemicals. Resist pressure and vibration and things like that.
That's crazy.
It just doesn't seal as a solid as a solid seal, if that makes sense.
Like HondaBond.
It doesn't turn into something hard that you can peel off.
Oh, okay.
It'll always stay a little tacky and gooey.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's it.
That means it's working. Nah, I did not know about HondaBond 4.
Yeah.
Did you know about HondaBond 4? Put it down in the comments and let us know.
All right, Zosh, did you know that Honda has their own thread lock?
I did not know.
So when you think of assembly, of a car, there's always instances where maybe you want to use some sort of thread lock on some, critical bolts or normal bolts where you just, you don't want them to come off.
Yeah.
Or, if you're doing brackets or something like that, thread lock would help. Honda has 4 levels of thread lock that you can buy and use directly. It's the same stuff that they assemble their cars with. So essentially, you have the low strength thread lock, which is the HondaLock 1. You have HondaLock 2, which is your medium strength. Then they have a HondaLock 2 HT, which is a high temp version. And then you have the pretty serious stuff, the high strength HondaLock 3. So HondaLock 1 would be for, simple things that get serviced pretty often, right? And they need maybe not a lot of, locking capability, but something that, you would just want to secure, right? Maybe like a cover or some like small brackets or things like that, where, if they vibrate or whatever, just adding a small little dab to it would, prevent it from backing itself out. That's what 2 is good for. For 1 is good for. The orange, or HondaLock 2, is medium. So for like general brackets, accessories, or non-critical chassis hardware, it's a good general purpose thread lock.
Okay, so that would be used for, what about cause sometimes I'd be having my throttle body bolts come a little loose.
Yeah.
That would be good for that since it's like a general purpose?
Yeah, so because that is connected to the engine, I would suggest the 2HT.
The high temp,
because it's high temp and it's made for temperatures, that an engine would see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably good. That'd be a good place to put it.
Okay.
You could also use the HondaLock 2HT on, exhaust parts, right? Or parts that handle high heat, or, brackets that are around your exhaust or things like that, where you don't want them to stay on forever, but, you would prevent them from backing out, and they're around things that get really hot, like, parts of the engine.
Okay.
Finally, HondaLock 3. This is like the super high strength lock compound. It's good for bolts that you don't service often, or in areas where there's a lot of high stress, and keeping those types of bolts and parts tight is critical. Like, maybe some suspension parts or some, subframe bolts or something like that, where, it's not a permanent lock, so the bolt will come out, but it's, critical. Once you torque it, it'll stay that way, and you won't have to worry about those coming apart.
Would that work for your pressure plate bolts, your flywheel bolts, like anything like that? Do Honda even recommends putting lock on that?
It kind of depends on who you ask. All right. In my opinion, in my experience, I don't use thread lock.
You what?
On flywheel bolts. Honda doesn't spec it. They don't call for it. I have never had a car that I've installed a flywheel on come apart because the bolts come out.
Yeah, same.
As long as they're torqued to spec in the proper order and the bolts are good and the surface is clean, you don't need to use Loctite or thread locker on it at all. I typically don't. Again, some people do, and that's fine. I think clutch pressure plate bolts, you could dab a little bit of Loctite on those to keep them from coming out. I have seen clutches come off because the bolts loosen over time. But again, it's not something that Honda specs.
Yeah.
And I think if you're using all factory Honda parts like factory clutch, disc, pressure plate, flywheel, using all Honda hardware, you probably don't need it. If you're going super high performance or aftermarket stuff, you're using different non-Honda bolts, you know,
Yeah.
maybe not a bad idea to dab some threadlocker on there, but
Which
I
one
think
would you normally would choose?
if anything, I would probably do the 2HT.
Okay.
You know, on something
Okay.
like that.
There you have it, folks. This urea grease, brother.
Yeah, urea grease.
It's the bee's knees.
It's good.
It's the bee's knees.
It's good stuff.
It
Yeah.
is good stuff. It took me, what, 7 years to discover this thing, and I still don't know much all about it.
Yeah.
But you do.
Yeah.
So walk us through it.
So it's Honda Urea Grease. It's a polyura-based lube, right? Designed for high temperature drivetrain and chassis parts.
This is the stuff you'd want to use on your clutch fork.
Yeah, definitely. Urea Grease is great on clutch forks, shifter
bearing.
parts. Yeah, dab it on the ears of the throwout bearing, clutch master cylinder, steering joints like your U joint, the steering column, things like that. I mean, it's made for, you know, metal to metal. You know.
I did not know that can go on your steering U joint.
Yeah.
And that'll like make it probably not be so creaky.
Well, again, it depends on how old and like nasty your joint is.
Yeah.
But they are greased from Honda. And
I didn't know that.
I mean, they're inside the car. Over time, they get covered in hair and dirt and nasty grossness.
Yeah.
But if you're taking one out or you're rebuilding it or something, yeah, when you go to put it back in, dab some urea grease around the joints. And I mean, it's just like it's a U joint. So I mean, it's always turning and spinning. So this is really good if you have a B series, like shifter linkage or something like that. Putting this stuff in the joints, it can make things a lot smoother. It's a really good grease. I don't want to call it a general purpose grease, but really for any steering, you know, transmission parts, any sort of joints that move.
Yes.
It's really what it's designed for, and it is the stuff that Honda assembles their cars with. So like,
dude,
it's made for all that stuff.
It's so good because I would use like part store grease for like my throwout bearing, and it would just like, it wouldn't even do what that does. Like I'd have to replace the throwout bearing because it's making noise because it's dry.
Right.
Bro, I had to do a transmission job not too long ago. Like maybe after a year and a half, maybe 2 years of like previously putting the car back together, took it off to do a clutch swap, and it's still there.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
yeah. It's good stuff.
It's really good stuff. Like I can, bro.
Yeah.
Fire.
High Temp Urea Grease.
Fire.
2 thumbs up.
4.
4 thumbs up. Have you ever seen this before?
No, but it looks gross. It looks gross.
The Honda Joint Grease, all right? So this is essentially your CV grease in a bottle. So if you are needing to rebuild your CV shafts, inner or outer, you can buy this liquid. If your boots are good, if you still have good boots and you just want to rebuild or repack them, one jar, Honda says is good for about 1 joint. So if you have 2 axles, there's 4 joints.
You're gonna need 4 bottles.
4 bottles of this, 1 on each one. It comes with instructions on how to use it. It smells terrible, but
it looks terrible.
It's really good because it's formulated for the type of rubber that Honda uses in their CV boots. And so like if you run, you know, just like a general CV grease or something, over time, if it doesn't have the right chemicals in it, it can sort of start to wear and thin out the rubber shafts, and then, you know, they can wear out and split or whatever. Yeah, so Honda sells new grease for boots.
Hold on. So you're telling me the reason why my axle took a poopy because of my boot being all, because my boot was good. I put the grease in there. I didn't put that in there. I put like regular parts store. Yeah. And I had a brand new boot, OEM boot. And then like 6 months later, it's like it wore out to the point where like
it definitely it definitely can. And yeah, there are certain things in the Honda grease that, you know, sort of work better with OEM Honda rubber boots. Now, I'm not saying that it's, you know, all rubber boots, you know, will suffer for it. And I think that, you know, obviously you can overpack it or you can underpack it, and that's going to cause, you know, sealing and boot problems. You can get them too hot. That hurts the boots. But ultimately, if you're just trying to refresh your OEM CV shafts and you have good OEM boots, this is good stuff. I mean, it's what Honda puts in them. And Honda axles are famous for being really good.
They are good.
They're very good.
That's why it's so expensive to find OEM.
OEM Honda axles are really, really good parts.
Yeah.
And if you service them well, they will last a very long time. So, OEM Honda axle grease, again, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm not. No, you ain't seen nothing. Go ahead. Y'all ain't seen nothing either, man. Watch out. Shin-Etsu Grease, David. What is Shin-Etsu Grease? What is this?
Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. The Shin-Etsu Grease is the best silicone grease
It's a bold claim,
ever.
David. That's a
Ever.
bold claim.
This is, if you know anything about building Hondas or restoring Hondas, you've got this in your cabinet, you've got it in your toolbox.
Why you gotta out me like that,
brother?
I don't even know what that is.
I'm giving you game right now.
I need. Okay.
All right?
Okay. School me.
I'm gonna
then.
give it to you.
School me.
This is the stuff that you put on your weather stripping, your door seals, window seals, any sort of rubber part. Rub this on it. You can do, 1 or 2 passes with it, let it sit, wipe it off, and it will bring back rubber seals like you've never seen.
Nah, we gotta test that out. There's no way.
It is
There's
amazing.
No way.
It makes the rubber, it makes all your seals look brand new. So like convertible tops, and if you have an S2000, they are, I don't want to say notorious for leaking, but there are definitely parts of the convertible top that you absolutely need to apply this to all the time, because what happens is over time your rubber seals will collapse.
They get brittle?
They collapse and they dry out. So they don't have, they're not springy anymore, right? So you coat those things with this and you can literally watch them come back to life with this stuff. It's amazing. Everybody should have it.
Oh, yeah.
I use it on every car I own.
Hold on.
Even my non-Honda cars, I treat all the seals with Shin-Etsu Grease. It's the bomb.
So it's like, hold on. So it's like what the parts store sells of like black trim restore or like that like stuff like that? Or?
No, it's not like an aesthetic thing. I mean, it's literally a white silicone paste that you massage and rub into it, and it
brings back the factory black or something like that?
It just nourishes the rubber and it brings it back to life.
It's like a leather type thing.
Kinda. It's like a conditioner. It's like a conditioner, kinda.
Hold on.
They call it a grease, and you can use it to lubricate some plastic parts. Like Shin-Etsu Grease is great on sunroof tracks and sunroof joints and things like that. This is the stuff you would use.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
It's the bomb.
Hey, you just put me on game. What?
Yeah. Now you know Shin-Etsu Grease. It's the best thing you could probably spend money on. It's worth every penny.
Have you guys ever heard of that? I've never heard of Shin-Etsu Grease.
It's the best.
That's fire. I gotta see that in action. That's so cool. We're down to our last thing.
Yep.
This M77 assembly paste. What is this, Dave? What would I use this for?
This is assembly paste for metal-to-metal things. It's safe to use in your engine. So like if you're installing cams, if you're doing something like that, you run a little bit of this stuff along it, and it just helps on startup when there's no oil pressure, things like that. So this is really good stuff for, literally to use inside of the engine. It's a Moly grease, so molybdenum-based grease, and it's high temp. It's safe for your engine.
Brother, you schooled me, man. I did not know literally all of these things besides 2 items. Barely 2 items.
Yeah.
1 item most, but I did not know all this. I feel like I've been schooled and I got the perfect maestro. I've been working on my Spanish through Duolingo.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
All right.
But I'm stoked. I need to take home some of these. I really want to try that shit. It's super cool.
We'll try it. I'll show you how it works.
That's super cool.
It's amazing stuff. If you have questions about any of these things, or you're working on something cool, or if you have another special Honda fluid that you use that we haven't shown in the video, tell us, let us know.
Yeah.
We want to know how it works and what it's about.
For sure.
If you need any of this stuff, if you're building something cool, it's always good to have this stuff in your toolbox. So check us out online, hybridracing.com. We keep all this stuff in stock.
Not anymore, I'm taking this one, but they do.
I still got it in stock.
Oh, look. Hey, I like that. I like that. Yeah.